So this is a painting study that I was doing based on a really cool shot from the movie Nightcrawler. It's one of my favorite movies. And I took this as an opportunity to study a nighttime scene of a city, which I rarely get to do because I focus so much on daytime, often organic looking landscape. So in order to make this as appealing as possible, I try to make sure that I stay loose with the brushstrokes. I always do that, and I continue to practice this, even if it's a study like this one. So I'm blocking in the basic shapes, the basic elements that are in the scene. And I know that the car will naturally become a focal point, so I don't mind going into a slightly more detail there, even in the beginning. But even the car stays more or less loose, even though compared to the background, it has more fidelity and more definition. But I wanted to sort of have step by step, I incrementally increase the fidelity and the amount of details that I add into the background. So once I'm happy with one pass, then I'm allowed to move forward and add the next pass of detail as I go along. So it was really fun, and then I obviously have the safety blanket of the reference image in the background, so I know that the color palette works really well. I know that this is a shot that works well even compositionally because I have it in front of me and I can look at it. And I take this opportunity as well to explore a bit of design in terms of the shapes, especially on a nuanced level. I want to go in and sort of slightly, very subtly keep a sort of abstraction of some of the shapes, push them a little bit. So I'm taking some liberties on the car there. I'm not trying to make it 100% like the what I see, even though it's pretty close to it, but I do want this painting to have some strength as compared to a real life photograph, so that it's not just a recreation pixel by pixel. I wanted to have some life that the actual shot from the movie can't produce itself. So I'm leaning into keeping a lot of the brush strokes that I put in there, and I want some of that grittiness of the texture that the brush has embedded into it. I want some imperfections. I want some incomplete areas, some unfinished details. I want to simplify where I can, hopefully in a way that it makes it slightly more appealing than the actual shot itself. And I get two things out of this. I get a beautiful piece that I can practice technique on, and I get to study a real life situation and real life lighting setup that I will record in memory. This knowledge that I'm studying here and putting down on canvas stays with me, and it becomes sort of embedded into my ever-growing library in my head. So when I do have client work in the future, I remember how things reflect, how lights work, how shots can be composed by actual professional cinematographers who do this. So this is a great way, and I would highly recommend anyone to do this, and it's really fun. And I did this in just a few hours.